Yeah, hello scrappers. Welcome back. Thought today I'd just work on some small stuff. My new ad has come out and getting a few calls. Had to go pick up a dryer yesterday. You got a couple calls today. I tried to call people back and got a hold of one guy. He's just a couple miles away from me. But actually, as a crow flies, probably about a mile north. He's got a refrigerator, so I'll swing by and grab it tomorrow. Just cutting the plug off the cord on this fan. Daughter brought that out here yesterday. Yeah, stick that in the bucket of wire over here. I'm going to have to clean my workbench off one of these days. Yeah, there's not much in these little fans. So I've got 4 screws around the edge. Grab the Phillips bit. Pretty windy outside still today. You can hear the, I guess that's branches up on the roof. On the strip, got to put a lot of pressure on it. A lot of pressure. Yeah, that one doesn't want to. Sometimes it's always better to take a screwdriver and break these things loose. And once they're broke loose, then the drill works good. Sometimes that drill will strip them out quick. Hope this video finds everybody doing good, getting lots of scrap. I've been looking at different possibilities since that Colorado went down. So, went by and looked at a truck tonight, but didn't look bad on the on the internet, but they only had one picture of it. Went by there today, I saw why. The thing was a lot of dents in that thing. Tell you what, these fan blades are aluminum, but they couldn't get much thinner. About like three or four layers of aluminum foil, maybe. Pretty thin. Come on, screw, come out of there. So I called the Chevy dealership, and he was saying the slave cylinder and that would run me with tax and labor and everything $1,033. I asked him about doing a whole clutch, and he said, "Oh, that'd be about $2,400." I thought, "Ouch." Which I had an aftermarket clutch put in there a couple of years ago, and the clutch is actually doing just fine. So I thought, well, with 269,000 miles, I don't know if I want to put a whole lot of money into that. Mainly get through to retirement. Now I'm kind of looking at getting a half-ton 4-wheel drive double cab anyway. I don't think it's even worth weighing these. There's nothing there really. Set them on the workbench. I'm going to use the drill on this, speed it up a little. Got a lot of junk here to go through. That one's wanting to strip. think I started a bucket for these little motors. So I can get them cleaned up, take them in and let the wife process them. Picked up a little metal sliver. So a little 97 Dodge Dakota they wanted just shy of 3,000 for. Didn't look bad. It was, you know, single cab. Single cab, standard. It would have made a nice little scrapping truck going out curb scrapping. I think I got it. It wouldn't have been a bad little deal at all on that truck. It ran good. But a couple guys out there working on it, or pulling with the truck, had it running. I wasn't sure if that one of them was a salesman or not, but no one came over and said anything to me, so I thought, okay, if they're not going to come out or say anything, they're not too interested in a sale. I'm going to try this piece here. I don't have a wrench that big. How big is that? I don't think I have a wrench that big. Pretty sure well, 3.5 inches. I'd have to put it in the vise to hold it though. I would like to break it open because I think it's all, pretty much all brass. I wonder what that thing weighs. That pipe wrench won't open up far enough. And I don't think £11, 14 ounces. I might try to see if I can get that part open. Let me grab those big wrenches. Okay, I'll spread them out over here on the workbench. See if I have one. Almost big enough for that one, not quite. That's a 1 1/4. I do have a big crescent wrench. See, this one here doesn't quite. Let me grab the big crescent wrench. Okay, I got the crescent wrench, 15 inch. Actually, proper name's adjustable end wrench. Yeah, I think what I'll try to do stick it over here in the vise. Give it a shot of WD-40. Let's see if I can turn the little one. Not that it will do much good. Okay, that kind of controls the think that's going to work pretty good that way. I think it's turning. I think. Feels like it. Before I go too far, I want to check something. Looks like brass to me. Okay, now it's turning by hand. Did I say 11 3/4 pounds of brass? One piece. I was kind of curious what was in there because I didn't want to have something that was metal in there. But for those that are curious, right there. So I think I'll hit this with the angle grinder. I'm not getting anywhere on that top, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. But I believe the whole thing is brass. Gotta get past that dirt. Looks okay. It's brass. Guess I should have turned you back over here where you can join me over here. What's that thing say? BRS. Wayne, Italy, 4-inch, 230 psi. Yeah, that's one big hunk of brass there. £11 pounds, 14 ounces. Now I got a bunch of brass in this little piece here too. Of course, this is brass. For those of you that don't know what this is, it comes off a pressure tank for a well house. And of course this will go up into your tank. And then you got probably your water coming in, water going out. One of these probably goes up for your pressure shut-off switch, and the other one probably be for just having a pressure gauge. And I'm not sure if I'm going to break that loose. I may have to take the torch to it. And I don't know if I want to try digging the torch out today. But then I don't know if I would really want to even scrap this piece, because if mine ever goes bad, I got a backup. I shudder to think what one of these are going to cost. And even in putting this thing in the vise, trying to turn it, probably need something a little steadier than my table here. That thing's just too light. Now, if I had the vise on one of those other workbenches in there, that'd be fine, because those dudes are heavy. Anyway, let's I want to get the grinder on this for a second. Okay. Okay, so all the plugs are steel. All the plugs are apparently steel. Grab a 3/8 and a 7/16. Yeah, 3/8 bits. Mercy. I see some stuff on here. I don't know if that's some kind of Loctite. That's interesting. And I'm not sure what this dude is here. That looks like cast aluminum, possibly. I guess I hit it with the grinder to take a look. Yep. Top piece is aluminum. Pull those wrenches back up a little bit. So, the way this thing is, I'm going to have to probably, let's see what I got. Trade wrenches here. Get rid of that ratchet one. Yeah, let's see. I was thinking of a cheater bar, and I got one. Well, if this thing won't break loose, might be I'll get the brass out of it if I can, and then yeah, that thing doesn't hardly budge. I think they got that Loctited in. That one's moving. That's one of the pieces I want, that nice hunk of brass there. Yeah, let me stick this in the vise. I think it might make it a little easier. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that stuff on there. Looks like they got a couple of them out. So we've got a piece of brass here. It's probably 1/2 inch. There's a longer 1/2 inch here. Don't need that ratcheting one. No, that's not 1/2. Oh, this one here, that's what I was working on, wasn't it? It's fairly warm. How much is that? I'm saying almost 75 or so today. A lot of cloud cover, so I think it's humid. Piling all this brass up and see what it totals up to. That one is nice and stiff. Yeah, wind was really getting it yesterday. I wanted to try to work on that, getting that trailer unloaded, but I got that sheet tin on there, and I thought there's no way I'm handling that sheet tin in that wind. Tie a rope to my leg and use me as a kite. Yeah. These little nuts here actually look like brass. Not sticking. junk piled up over here. Put it on torque. I think it's got a little piece of metal in there. Let me check it with a magnet. Magnet's not sticking, so that's a good sign. That crazy thing screws in too. Probably a 10. That's actually smaller. Try a 9. Get these raised up and I'm going to hit them with a grinder to see. Is it brass? Yep, those are brass. A little brass washer. One thing about brass, a lot of it's small stuff. You get a 5-gallon bucket full, that thing's hard to pick up. Okay, the whole thing's turning there now, so I'm going to have to probably get inside so I can hold the other end. So I'm just going to take off what I can get here. Got to kind of move along. I'm thinking these are 9/16 or bigger. Five-eighths. They're not 5/8 either. Okay, they are 9/16. I was going to say I thought they were. I was going to say there's only a 1/16 of an inch between 5/8 and 9/16. So what's the deal? Why didn't that fit the first time? Because all the rest of these are just metal studs. Get that other piece of aluminum. Actually, I don't even have to get that off of there. I could, which I got 2 Phillips screws here. I'll pull them out and then see what we got from there. If I can't get those others, these are going to be, those plugs are going to be too hard. I'll just put it in the melting pot. And going in at 5 o'clock start time, so I get up about 2:45 in the morning, get up, have my coffee, check the weather, whatnot. I don't like getting in a big hurry before I can rush out the door. Looks like aluminum and plastic. That turns pretty easy. See if I can't get those 2 screws out of there. There it is. So what did I do with that holder? Yeah, a lot of times I throw stuff into that basket with intentions of getting that cleaned up through the winter. You see, I didn't get that far this year. Didn't get that far. Not sure what I got here. Looks like that one screw might be brass. Yeah, I think that piece is brass. The rest of that's tin. Which means that piece in here is brass also. There. Pliers. I'm just going to try to pinch it down into that corner if I can. If I can get a hold of it. Okay. Squeaking, so it's pretty dry, so I think what I'm going to do is try to back it off if I can. I don't think it's going to let me. Okay. I use a remove all tool. Scattered it. Yeah, it's a nice block of aluminum. Man, all those little plugs in the way. So that can be melted, and that's probably what's going to happen with that. It's going to go to the melting pot. I'm going to bring the camera over here and see what kind of weight we got. Trying to get the monitor going earlier. 12 pounds, 6.2 ounces. So, a little over 12 1/4 ounces of brass. 12 1/4 pounds of brass. $1 something a pound. I'm not really sure. I haven't sold any in a long time, over a year. I've just been collecting. Okay, I'm going to put a couple tools up real quick. Make me some room here. That's the problem with me and big workbenches. That's 1/2 inch. Put a 1/2 inch on the 9/16 nail. But I'm bad about cluttering big workbenches. That's why I said, okay, put the tools on the little workbench or big workbench, and I'll work on the little one. So I'll tear something down, bring out tools for it. Then I'll tear something else down and bring out tools for it. Pretty soon I got the whole table, workbench full of tools. And no room to work. So I tried to organize stuff over there. I've had this sitting outside for 6-8 months. Pretty much all copper fittings. This is probably brass. anymore, it seems like these handles here, or the knobs, are always aluminum. Looks like it takes a special tool or just a plain screwdriver. Get that out of the way. And if you're new to the channel, I want to thank you for stopping by. Have to get a little more violent with that one. And I'd like to ask you guys to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit that like button. Those things are not wanting to come off. You may have to put some breakaway on them, let them soak. Okay. Get my adjustable end wrench back out. Yeah, should have done the video last night, but I wasn't really feeling up to tearing anything down last night, so I just took a break. Yeah, I think beating on that, I broke that one. Like I say, they're just aluminum. Actually, they're probably not even aluminum. They're probably die cast. Yeah, that one didn't turn, but we hit it with a grinder. Yeah, they're actually cast aluminum. Yeah, some of the guys have been asking on that melting pot what would happen if I got some magnesium in that thing. Yeah, if I did, I'd probably just have to stand back and let it burn itself out. Shut the oil off. But for those that are new to the channel, this is about a teaspoon of copper sulfate. One of them. Get it as a Zep root killer. Nice pretty blue crystals. Take about a teaspoon for 16. This is 24 ounces. Not an exact science. Grind a spot. If nothing happens, it's aluminum. If it darkens, it's die cast. And I haven't seen it yet, but from what I understand, if it's magnesium, it will bubble or have some kind of a reaction. But the guy that was telling me about it, CU Scrapping, he says it'll bubble. guess I'm going to take the Sawzall and cut these off right at the edge of the brass, and then that'll be number 2 copper. And I'm going to spray these down with some breakaway or WD and let them soak overnight. Now, I think I'm going to start with the You know what, I think I'm going to put it in the vise, make it a little more stable. For what it's worth. I'll get you guys turned over here in a second. Let me just bring it over. There we go. Actually, what I might try, no I'm not. I was going to grab the angle grinder, but the looks like the thing got dropped and the disc is broke. Actually, I think I will. I'll just pause it for a minute. Okay, back again. I may have to turn that thing around so I can hit it from the other side. Otherwise, that handle's going to be right in the way. Much faster. It won't take much to clean them up later. I hope that wasn't too much in your way. Now, what I want to do, while I had the camera paused, I went ahead and took the brass and threw it in the barrel. See how much copper we got here. On the release clamp on the camera, there it is. Tripod. And not a whole lot of copper. 1 pound, 2.9 ounces, almost 3 ounces. But about $3. I think last I checked it was $3.25 per pound of copper. So it's about $3.30 there probably. Copper barrel's got a little ways to go. Usually I get it between that first line and the second line, and it's pretty heavy as you want to take it in. Getting a little bit of brass in there. I got some more in a bucket on the bucket shelf. And of course all that's just aluminum windings with a few leaves mixed in. So. Someone was asking about what kind of compressor I had on that melting video. Surprising I didn't melt that thing. But it's a Husky, 33 gallon, and I I'm probably running close to 40, maybe 40 psi on that thing, so 6.8 cubic feet per minute, and 5.1 at 90, and then 165 psi, 1.7 horsepower. Been a good compressor. Wasn't used to the sound it makes when it shuts off, and I got, you know, 2 regulated lines there. And then for backup, I've got this old thing. I picked that up as scrap, believe it or not, and I got it covered up with stuff. And really, it wasn't much of a problem, but a little brass valve that bleeds the pressure off the head, that was bad. I pulled one off another compressor and put on there. The thing will run, but the thing is, that little piece I put on there, it constantly bleeds that pressure off. It doesn't stop. So, and then I think max on that thing is like 90 psi. So, I mean, it'd be good for air tools, stuff like that, but it's a good backup if I need it. And then I probably, if I had to use it, I'd probably go ahead and get it fixed properly. I got a couple other good compressors around here I picked up as scrap, and about all they need is a valve plate kit. And that's probably something I could tell a lot of you guys that don't know. Some of you guys probably already know, but a lot of these compressors, if they plug them in and they run and they build up to, say, 40 pounds, and that's all the higher they want to go up, you probably have a bad valve plate kit. And right below the head, well, I guess I could probably show it on this one in here. But you can see here, you have your head, then you got your, I don't know, your body here. You can see there's a spot between here and here. That would be your valve plate. So you just pull the bolts off. I don't know if there's any torque specs on those. If there is, it'd probably be, you know, by manufacturer, whatever. And so hopefully, if there is any torque specs on it, it would come with the kit. If not, maybe you can ask. I don't know. And I think E-Replacement Parts has most of them. And I've seen from different compressors go anywhere from $25 up to $65. I still need to get a piece of metal in here if I can find a piece of metal around here. Little pun intended there. And try that welder out. Put me a welding rod in it, ground it out. Grind me a good grounded spot and then a clean spot where I can strike an arc. Plug it in and see what I can do. I'll have to look at the numbers and try to make sense of what we have on it. I have to get some electrical tape and cover that up really good. Or see if I can't redo it. So, that's an old one. One of these days I'll play with that. Anyway, I'm going to get off here. This video is probably getting pretty long, and I know I got a lot of comments to respond to. I didn't respond to any yesterday, so I know I got probably 100 of them or more. So get in there and try to probably get to the older ones first, and in case I don't get through them. But it's almost 5:30 now. Start working this video, get it uploaded too. So that'll keep me busy for a couple hours, then it'll be bedtime. So you guys take care, make that money. We've got pretty decent weather now. Tornado season hasn't really quite hit in here in Oklahoma, but starting to warm up and get humid, so it could be close. My daughter got her storm cellar in, so that's gonna keep us from being so crowded in mine. So you guys take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.